You never get a second chance to make a first impression, or so says the old adage. And, I actually kind of tend to think that that is true. I mean, maybe sometimes in personal relationships, you can recover from an awkward encounter and someone will give you a second chance. Because it's face to face and it's hard not to do that. But when it comes to business, you almost never get a second chance. I mean, when's the last time you heard something like, remember that expensive restaurant with bad lighting and music that was way too loud? Let's go try it again. Maybe they've improved. That almost never happens in business. By the time people have a bad first experience or bad first impression, they're leaving and they're never thinking about coming back to your place of business ever again. They're never going to try your product ever again. And if there is one thing that we've got to remember about the home that is on the market, the home that you have put on the market, or the home that you want to put on the market, that home is a product. While it's listed, and while you're actually trying to vacate that home and you're trying to sell that home to someone else, that home, is a product. It's a very personal product. You're going to have memories and attachments and all that kind of stuff to it, but it's a product nonetheless. And that is part of the reason why I have become a certified home staging expert, because that first impression is absolutely critical if you want to get that home off the market via a sale, so that you can move on with your life, with your plans. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of stats that I think are fairly important when it comes to home staging. First one is, faster sale. Staged homes sell faster than non-staged homes. Staged homes spend about 33 to 50% less time on the market, and according to the National Association of Realtors, 2023 profile of home staging, 81% of buyers agents said that staging a home made it a lot easier for a buyer to visualize themselves in that home, visualize themselves as the future owner of that home. Higher sales price. Staged homes typically sell for 5 to 11% more. So, you put a little money in or a little bit of effort in, as long as you're doing the math right, you're going to get that return back. And who doesn't want top dollar for their home? Better online appeal. 97% of home buyers search online during the home buying process, according to the National Association of Realtors. And this was back in 2023. And as it goes with tech, I'm sure that percentage has either stayed steady or maybe ticked up just a little bit as people get more comfortable with those home searches. But basically, the entirety of the your potential buyer pool is going online. And in order to get good listing photos, that home should be staged. You need to put the effort into that, because the first showing for your house actually happens online, not in person. And it helps buyers emotionally connect. I'm going to read this stat to you. Thoughtful staging removes distractions and adds emotional appeal. The same NAR study that I referred to before found that 39% of sellers agents stated that staging greatly decreased the time the home was on the market. So, I kind of alluded to that, but I just wanted to reinforce it. And then competitive advantage. In a super competitive market, people aren't really caring how well your home is staged. They're just trying to get in. They're trying to get into the home. Well, guess what? That's not the case for the current market. Current market is super competitive. So if you're trying to sell your home, you want it to look better than your competition. If your competition is smart, then they're going to stage their home too. So you get into, kind of the snowball effect. So it behooves you to make your home look as nice as possible. Now, staging is a little bit of a mix of an art and a science. I'll give you just a couple of things off the top of my head. And that is, you're not going to stage the home in the exact same way that you would live in a home. Here's what that means. Here's what that kind of looks like. A staged home is typically going to have less stuff, less decor, less furniture, less, everyday items than you would actually need to live in your home. Say you have, a family of a certain number of folks, and in that living room, you need 2 chairs, a love seat, a couch, a coffee table, and who knows what else, because that's what you need. Well, if that furniture is blocking the entry point for that home, it is visually stopping your potential buyer from looking further, and it's going to make your home look like it's more compressed, like there's less space. And we all know that space and an airy, inviting feeling, and an inviting feeling helps to sell homes. And another thing is, you got to cater to all of the senses. If you have a humming or a buzzing sound going on and you have not identified it, well, guess what? Your buyer is also going to be wondering what it is, and they're going to be wondering what's wrong with the home. Same thing goes with, smells and whatnot. Now, there's a lot more nuanced art and, feel that goes into staging, and the best stagers are kind of artfully inclined, or, designfully inclined. So you're going to want to lean on that expertise as well. But this was just a short video about the importance of staging. And, am I getting into the staging business? No, probably not. But it is good, I think, for your realtor to know the importance of the different aspects that go into listing and selling a home, or buying a home, because when it comes time for them to hire that expert, or to, in a pinch, be that expert, they're going to have a much better idea of what they're doing. All right. So that said, if you are in the market to buy, sell, or invest in DFW, and you need a realtor, look no further. I'm your guy, Newman Dalton. Everybody calls me Dalton, and Dallas Fort Worth Realtor with Keller Williams of Southlake. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time for the next video.